Did you guys talk about his daughter calling him out?
Oh, that was like,
Vivian?
I haven't talked about that, but
she
I talked
became
about him.
so beloved overnight in 24 hours. Like it's so funny. He spent $44 billion to be like the most popular person on Twitter. And, you know, within 24 hours, his daughter fucking just like smokes him. Everyone's like, oh my God, you're amazing. We love you.
It's not only that, like the other Threads is doing actually pretty fucking well as a platform. So Threads monthly active users have been kind of steady at about 175 million. Twitter is down to 330 million monthly active users.
From which what was prior to?
I mean, I think at one point it was like 600 to 700. You know, I mean, it's not doing well. Like it's always been, but like the lowest of like the big three of those, which is like TikTok, you know, Instagram and everything. Yeah, that's the thread. The fact that she did it on Threads too is kind of wild.
So
right?
This is his daughter's account.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it makes sense because a lot of people who left Twitter, or just people who want a positive social media sort of experience in general, Instagram is the place for that because you can have super specific control over what comments are left on your content. You put no comments. You can delete comments, like specific comments. Like if someone says something you don't like on Twitter, you can't like in replies to one of your tweets, you can't delete that. Like you could block them, but everyone else can still see it.
Also,
but everyone else
the content is more. The content algorithm is more specific because the way Facebook and Meta do content is so engaged with your engagement, but Twitter will filter other people's engagement into your feed. If you just if you just say hi to them once on the street, you're seeing all of their tweets the next day on whatever section. Right. It's wild.
Right. So you know, if you're someone on Instagram for that reason, but you want like a text posting app like Twitter, then Threads just makes sense. So it makes sense that she would post it on there. Yeah. So where else would she? Blue Sky? I
mean, she could have posted she could have posted it on Twitter, but I've and had it been.
I don't think she wants to use that. I don't think she wants.
No,
to do
definitely. But I think that's an interesting. The fact that this went viral as much as it did and made headlines and everything like that.
Well, yeah, because it was such a great clapback to his bullshit. He did that whole TV interview where it's just like most people who are deadbeat degenerate fathers don't turn it into a movement. That's what he did.
Right.
He's like straight up, like, you know, hey, everyone, the woke mind virus poisoned and killed my kids and all this kind of shit. Like, fuck you. You're just a shitty ass father. That's all you are. You know?
Do we want to read this? This actually, I just skimmed it, and it seems like she was really, she was debunking his bullshit. So this is what he responded. Somebody shared like that Jordan Peterson clip, and this is him responding saying that she was born gay and slightly autistic, and I knew from when she was about 4 years old. She'd pick out clothes for him to wear and say it was fabulous, and she loved musicals and theater. So this is her response. She says, "There's a lot of stuff I need to debunk, which I will get to, don't worry, but I want to start with what I find the funniest, which is the notoriously slightly autistic tweet. This is going to be a bit, so bear with me. This is entirely fake. Like, literally none of this ever happened, ever. I don't even know where he got this from. My best guess is that he went to the Milo Yiannopoulos School of Gay Stereotypes, just picked some at random and said, it's good enough, in a last-ditch attempt to garner sympathy points when he is so obviously in the wrong, even in his own fucking story. I did not have a love of musicals and theater when I was 4 because, you know, I was fucking 4. I did not... That. This is actually fucking hilarious. I did not know what these things were. My earliest real experience with musicals was when my twin brother had a Hamilton phase in 8th through 9th grade and overplayed it so much in the car to the point where for a long time I swore off the entire genre. I never picked out jackets for him to wear, and I was most certainly not calling them fabulous because literally what the fuck? I did not use the word fabulous when I was 4 because once again, I would like to reiterate I was 4. This is actually hilarious. Like, this is so obvious, I don't even think it warrants explanation, but apparently people believe this nonsense, so here I am. This entire thing is completely made up, and there's a reason for this. He doesn't know what I was like as a child because he quite simply wasn't there. Goddamn. And in the little time that he was, I was relentlessly harassed for my femininity and queerness. Obviously, he can't say that, so I've been reduced to a happy little stereotype fagging along to use as his discretion. I think that says a lot about how he views queer people and children in general. She is dragging him. Oh my God. As for if I'm not a woman,
is
sure,
this your first
Jan.
time reading this?
I love the sure Jan. Like the
yeah.
sure Jan.
I heard that she responded, but I don't think I read
him
this.
out of the stratosphere.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. He spent so much money on Twitter to become the main character, like to be the biggest fucking followed account. Oh yeah,
I'm surprised we're not playing the ether beat as Mike narrates this for us. Like
this is, I've never seen a kid clap their parent like that before. Like holy shit. Okay, last one.
Jackson Hinkle's parents. Come on.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That one's up there.
Touche. As for if I'm not a woman, sure, Jan, whatever you say. I'm legally recognized as a woman in the state of California, and I don't concern myself with the opinions of those who are below me. Oh my God. Obviously, Elon can't say the same because in a ketamine-fueled haze, he's desperate for attention and validation from an army of degenerate red-pilled incels and pick-me's who are quick to give it to him. Go touch some fucking grass. My God, she destroyed him.
He also posted, "I'm looking pretty good for a dead bitch," and I was like, "Holy
what?" Oh my God!
Yeah, I was like, "God damn!" He just fucking blew Daddy out of the water.
She has everything that he doesn't have, which is humor, and intellect. Yeah. So I could see why he hates her, even though it's his
way
kid.
better poster. Way better poster, and that's what he cares about more than anything. You know, he wants to be a poster so bad. He just doesn't have it.
But I think also that's a great like lesson in clapping back against a lot of these grifters, because I just love the like, listen, you like a lot of times we get bogged up in like, well, we have to present this like it's a lawyerly case of like, this is fact and fiction, and she's just like, this guy's a fucking idiot, all right, like just from the jump, he's fucking stupid. What are we doing? And that's the tone everybody should have with dealing with a grifter. Yes. It's not, well, actually, if like this isn't like Phoenix Wright where we're presenting evidence. It's Phoenix suck my dick and shut the fuck up, right? Like that's what it should be every single time, period, point blank. Because why are we listening to a crazy guy on the street like with $1 billion telling us shit? Like he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy.
If he was at a bus stop espousing the same shit, you would like fucking you would walk across the street, right? Like if someone was just there, like, oh, we have to inspect the genitals while sweating, you'd be like, oh my God, what the fuck?
He looks like a Meat Canyon cartoon. Wished it could be a real boy. All right, like I don't need to fucking listen to that guy. Iron Man 2's worst cameo coming back to haunt us.
Oh, he was in Iron Man 2, wasn't he?
He was. He thinks he's Tony Stark. He's not. You know.
No.
And like I said, and I think it's also like it's like I remember John Oliver did his whole piece on him and stuff like that. And look, like I think it's somebody who had we've talked about this before about like his influence on Tesla and what he did and everything like that. There's things you can say that okay, this was great. Yeah, but
he's like Thomas Edison for inventing.
Definitely, right? Like, and there's things that he's done like in terms of like business wise that are great because they've done good things in terms of specific industries. But all of the damage he's done over the last like, it's a very mask off moment. Like this is a guy who tried to advocate so much for like, well, if you have more money and success, then that means that you should have more influence. And he is the poster child for why that's bad, with how badly he's fucked up every mistake he's made, you know, especially X. The reason I brought up those numbers, like if your chief competitor Meta, who has shit the bed so many fucking times, is suddenly competing with you on your text app, like if they even have like a little bit of market share, that's bad, bro. That's not good. Like I work for
and the reason they're doing so good is solely people looking for somewhere that's similar to Twitter but not Twitter because of what Musk has done to it. Like there is I mean it's different for me personally because of how I use Twitter and the audience I have on Twitter, but for most people, and I can even see this with just being on there, just open up Threads, open up Twitter, and look at the feed that's presented to you.
Yeah.
One is a lot more enjoyable, and one is a lot more stressful.
Yeah.
In your face. There's going to be drama and problems.
Oh my
god! The culture of Twitter also lives off of quote retweets. Like a lot of times when people go on Twitter, you can tell. Like there's points where I have opened up Twitter, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to just fucking shit on somebody talking shit on this subject, right? Like a lot of people feel like they want to quote retweet somebody who is disagreeing with them to drop some knowledge on them. And first off, that's bad because it's antagonistic, and it's also bad because like why are you dropping knowledge like that? Who the fuck? Like who are you to drop on fucking Twitter, dog? Like there's been points where like. Especially when my channels started to take off, my girlfriend would come up to me and she'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like, I'm on Twitter, I'm responding to somebody. Like, she's like, "I want you to say that phrase out loud," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I have to back the fuck away from it.
That works. They try to do that sometimes. Sometimes you'll get that warning where it's like a lot of users don't enjoy the way you're speaking right now. They're like, "Fuck that shit!" Like, double down, caps.
I mean, we've been, and honestly, like, what is it like? We've been talking about this since he took over. We're talking about gaslighting. Every single thing people said would come to pass came to pass. There are more bots,
except that it hasn't completely fallen apart. That's it.
I never thought it was gonna.
Everything's worse.
Completely die.
Everything's worse. Video is so bad. It's unwatchable. Yeah. It is like I can't play it on streams. It like within a couple seconds, it always gets that spinning wheel of death all the time now. Right. It's like it's got to be the worst video player.
And Threads added trending topics and browsing. They added it. It's not as robust, but they've added it, and I feel like that's a beginning of a problem for them, right? Mm-hmm. It's the Threads is Rock Band and they are Guitar Hero. That's great. You guys are doing great with your Slash right now. I don't think you're going to be around in a year or two.
Also, there's a lot of fake activity on Twitter that's not on those other platforms. Like a ton, just a ton. It's a lot.
The PIB bots kind of went away though.
Yeah, that was funny. After taking over the platform for a while, I mean, like you could post about the most horrifying tragedy going on in the world, and suddenly just my feet in bio, my pussy in bio, my cock in bio. You're like, oh my god, what the fuck? Bro, this is a very weird app.
I posted about my father passing away. And the first thing was like pussy in bio, right? And it's like, what is this? Bro, I'm not kidding you.
Oh my god.
One. Yeah,
that's
dude.
So fucked up. That's
so wild. Fucked up. Wild. He would have laughed. Wow. But I
that's true.
He's somewhere just click on it. And I'm like, no.